And I didn't think I would have anything to say about this episode, but no, this was actually a fantastic episode, and probably one of the best episodes of My Hero Academia I've seen in quite some time. I don't know what I'm going to put together here, but My Hero Academia Season 4 just had its most recent episode. I think it's episode 4 now. Episode 4 of Season 4. And I just, like, I was so impressed with it. Like, it was such a good episode to me. You might disagree, you might agree, you might feel it was okay. Whatever you felt like, my phone just went off. Feel free to let me know. But seriously, if I upload this, I don't want to edit too much on it because I am, like... I just uploaded my Ruby reaction today, you know? I just uploaded my reaction to Ruby episode 1 of Season 7, and I didn't think I would have anything to say about this episode, but no, this was actually a fantastic episode, and probably one of the best episodes of My Hero Academia I've seen in quite some time. And, you know, we start off with Deku and what he's calling himself, Lemillion, you know? Mirio wants to save 1 million people or whatever. They meet Eri. We finally know who this little girl is, and Overhaul, and we see them both, and that's the people that we're investigating. And I love the tension. I love the tension in this first scene and just how nerve-wracking it is. But what I love, it brings me back to one of the things that I love about My Hero Academia, which is questioning what it is to be a hero. I love the education parts and I love the moral parts. I love those moments where you get to discover, you know, what's the best way to save people? What's my way of saving people? And when Eri just grips on to Deku and is just like, please don't go. I'm just like, dude, oh no. And the way they framed it too, because you know, if you are in that situation, how could you do that? Like, how, especially if you're a hero, how could you just let this little girl go back? What hero would do that? And it's like this mental debate between Mirio and Deku as well. Who Mirio in this whole situation is so smart. He's so, like, it's clear that he is more experienced. He is more experienced than Deku, and he knows in this situation, like there is a part of him that's panicking, but he's handling it so well, and he puts, like, the mask on Deku because he knows he can tell, like, he's panicking, but he is so composed through the whole thing, so that was so beautiful to see, like, what an experienced student at the school is like. But then that frame, when Eri's just like, please don't go, it just, like, the camera's like, like, oh no, like, he knows, like, I am not letting her go back here. Like, I loved that so much in this whole scene of tension and whatnot, and just Mirio's composure, and Deku's obviously, like, need to save her and stuff. And obviously, you know, Overhaul keeps composed as well, but it's clear he's on guard, as Mirio could tell. I don't know, I just love that whole scene, but then afterwards, later on, you know, Eri goes back, and we see the ruthlessness of Overhaul, you know, murdering one of his own men, just like, you let her go, you stupid idiot, clean this filth off of me. And I don't know, just that whole bit, and I'm excited to learn a bit more about Eri and what her relevance is in all this. But then we get to the even more great shit, which is All Might's answer to Midoriya, which is Midoriya's learning all these truths now, you know, and after this situation he just experienced, he's, you know, he's just questioning, like, because Night Eye, you know, he wants to clarify to Deku, like, don't get so arrogant. Don't think that you can just save every single person you come across. But that's exactly how All Might is. That's the thing. That was the lesson that All Might learned at the beginning of the show. He's like, I'm weak, I won't be able to save them. But then Deku just leaps in, and I truly believe that is the reason why All Might picked Midoriya, is because Midoriya has that just urge to save people just like All Might does. And transitioning into that, you know, after this whole situation, Midoriya obviously wants to talk to All Might, his hero, and also his mentor with this quirk, and why he didn't give it to Mirio, who in this situation was so composed and everything. And we have such a well-directed scene. This scene was so well-directed with its lighting, with its frame, with its shot work, with the expressions, with the music. Everything about this scene of, I did love seeing All Might, by the way, just jogging, you know, he's jogging in his jumpsuit. But Midoriya, you know, he goes to consult All Might in this situation and be like, why didn't you give this to Mirio? What does Night Eye know about you? What the heck is going on? And he gives him the truth that Night Eye saw a premonition, he saw a prediction that All Might was gonna wind up killing himself. If he didn't retire, in this moment that I'm guessing was shortly after the battle with One for All, years ago, if he doesn't retire after this fight, then he is going to die. He's going to get in another gruesome battle or something, and he's going to die a very gruesome death. And so that's why Night Eye, who's a big fan of All Might, and he still wants the quirk to pass on, but he just wants to handle it in a different way. But All Might's like, no, in that frame, but before somebody is the new me, people are going to live in fear. I have to still be out there, have to still keep doing stuff. And it reminds us why All Might is, such a fantastic hero, one of the best heroes in the history of anime, in my opinion. And that's one of the big reasons I truly believe he picked Midoriya, because he has the same thing. But because he went against Night Eye's vision, who Night Eye was trying to change his prediction, there's basically the very large chance that All Might is going to die sometime within the next year or two. Yeah. So and that's something that's kind of been forebode. That's the other thing that was great about this episode. And again, this whole scene with the frame of the characters. I love this shot where like All Might, you see his hair and it's covering his pupil, but then the hair gets blown and he's like looking back. I love that shot. And Midoriya's expressions in this, and then the final shot when Midoriya's like you can't die until I say I am here. The framing and music work, voice, the entire composition of this whole scene was so well done, in my opinion. If you disagree, totally let me know. That's why I'm uploading this, by the way. I'm uploading this because I want to chit chat about it. It's Saturday. I'm trying to relax. I just wanted to have my day off because I've been streaming Final Fantasy X. But it was such a good episode. I want to gush about it. And now All Might, we now know, which was this belief that I had in my head. There's always been forebode with certain things that All Might has done and said internally and so on, that it just seems like this dude's gonna die. He's not telling Midoriya about this big truth that he knows, which is that he's gonna die. I've always felt that. And now we have the confirmation that that was true. So, I don't know. He's trying to change his fate, he's trying to change fate and everything and go against that prediction. And the fact that he did not die against One for All, to me and Midoriya and All Might himself, it's that's a good sign. We thought that was going to be the gruesome death because that was your last giant fight, which who else could possibly do it? But this also leads to the idea that All Might could have an insanely just sad thing happen to him, while he doesn't have his quirk, he could just straight up be murdered. And that would be a very big curveball, I got to admit. But I do hope that he has changed fate, because All Might's one of the best characters I have ever seen in anime, to be honest. And Midoriya is so driven. We now have an emotional reason to follow Midoriya as well, because it's you can't die until I could say I am here to the world. That was my promise to you in season 2 or whatever. And that's what you wanted me to do. You have to be able to see this. And even in the fight, this even makes All Might's fight with One for All even more better now, because that fight was already so great. But there's a line during it where he's like, until I finish training young Midoriya, I refuse to die. It's dude, now it has even more meaning. You are trying to go against what Night Eye's predictions are, which are right 99% of the time or something, if not 100%. And that fight, he's I refuse to die. And he didn't. And I don't know now. This episode was so great. Just the music, the framing, and everything. But just please let me know what you thought of it in the comments. And let me know what you thought of this style video as well, because there's no edit, I believe, in it. I just might have thrown up some pictures and whatnot. But yeah, leave a comment down below, and you can check out what I thought of the last episode, as well as the Ruby reaction that I uploaded today. And I hope you will consider supporting me on Patreon, to which I share discussions like this that I just feel like I don't want to make a video for. And it really does support the channel. And consider subscribing if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for watching. See you in a video below.